Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This week's a very special week. Let me tell you why. We're gonna be having a full moon in the sign of Leo for the Vedic followers and Virgo for Western followers. So there you go. So, Arya, what is a full moon? What's all this rave about this, and why is this full moon very special? Good question, babies. Good question. Let me tell you why. So, the moon has cycles that keep repeating, and it starts from a new moon where you can't necessarily see the moon at all. That kind of phase, right? You remember that, right? And then it moves to waxing crescent, then the waxing gibbous phase, then to the full illumination of the moon, which is called the full moon, right? And then it goes to waning gibbous phase, then waning crescent, and then to the new moon again. And this cycle constantly repeats itself in and about 30 days, every 30 days, right? It keeps on repeating. So the significance of the full moon is such that the moon, as represented in tarot and astrology, represents hidden feelings, emotions, truths that are under the surface, intuition, memories, what one needs to feel secure. It's our emotional needs, it's our emotional expression, it's our internal self. How are we receiving the world, right? It's one thing that things happen to us in our 3D reality, but how do we perceive it? How do we feel about it? That's the moon, right? We subconsciously always seek those people, places, and situations in order to fulfill our own needs, in order to feel stable and secure, As they say, we are all searching for a stable ground at the end of the day, right? The full moon is the full illumination of all of these things that I initially said and talked about the full moon and the moon, what it represents, right? So it's basically enlightenment and illumination and recognition of all those subconscious, preconscious, and unconscious memories, and the need to bring it out to our conscious reality in order for us to become more aware and contemplate and adjust our sails if need be. It's the divine feminine energy that we all have within us, male or female. I don't care about your sex or gender, I don't care. We all have divine feminine while divine masculine energy within us, divine masculine being the sun. So there you go. And it's our ability to relate to and love others that comes from the moon, right? It's our ability to how we relate to our environment that comes with the moon. So we got to keep it clean. Yes, in order for us to receive the goodness of our environment, we need to keep it clean. We need to be aware of how are we perceiving things, and if there is something difficult within us, then we need to process it and let it go so that we can move on to next better thing, right? Because we have good feelings to experience too, right? So it's a choice. Again, it's a choice to go down that moonscape, to go down that secret lane about things that we have been carrying within ourselves, good for us, bad for us, anything, whatever. And it's a total lunar eclipse too that's happening. That happens probably every few years, that total lunar eclipse. That's what's happening this year too. So it is going to have a very significant effect on all of us since it's a total lunar eclipse. Usually it's penumbral, umbral, or partial lunar eclipse. So it doesn't have that kind of effect, but this year it's going to be very significant. So wherever you have Leo for Vedic followers, and then Virgo for Western followers, wherever it is placed in your chart, astrological chart, look at the house that it's in, that sign is sitting in. That's where you're going to feel it the most, and that's what's going to be transformed the most, and that's what's going to carry that potent energy of, things need to shift here, or we need to shift our beliefs about how we associate ourselves with this particular house and the elements of this house. So yeah, there you go. Depending on your moon sign and rising sign specifically, you can look at that. Your moon chart as well. That also counts by putting your, excuse any background noise, by putting your moon sign in your first house, and that's how you calculate where your basically full moon is happening. That will affect your internal self and how you feel like things are affecting you on a personal basis. While rising sign manifests itself in the 3D reality, so what's going to happen in the 3D world around you. Now, we can understand where things might need our focus at the moment and how we can better deal with the elements associated with those houses, right? So whatever that we have been suppressing, repressing, not looking towards, avoiding, being in that delusion or denial about, we need to get a hold of all those truths, baby. We need to look at all of those things today, yes? So I'm going to be including tarot as well in this, but the thing is, again, we need to look at the astrological placements as well. I'm not doing the astrology reading today because of certain reasons, but again, if you know how to read your chart, then you can get an idea about things related to every houses. That's what's going to be affected. The values around, the beliefs around those aspects is going to be affected the most, and that needs more transformation. And so yeah, there you go. Take what resonates, leave what does not, reverse energies as it applies, and if it does not resonate, kindly check your other placements, or I'll catch you in the next one, babies. Yes? So let's go. Hi Sag, so let's look at what's going on with you. Any sort of truths that we need to confront, while anything that we need to let go of or change and modify within ourselves or transform. And the last thing is what we need to focus our energy on for it to show results in the best ways possible that will serve us good, right? So let's look at the truth first. Any sort of truths that we are hiding probably, or that we are intentionally keeping to ourselves. Let's look at that, baby. It's regard, okay. There's something that will emotion. What are you manifesting here? What are you thinking about? There's something that you've been thinking about. You've been meddling with a lot. It's like, what is my wish fulfillment? What do I want? Do I desire this? Why do I desire this? It's like you've been contemplating a lot about what makes you happy, what your emotional goals are in terms of life, what you should be emotionally committing to. What has a basically substance that's going to fulfill you emotionally speaking. And wait, okay, I feel like we are meeting with somebody here. Somebody is opening up to us, and it makes us really happy. You are standing in your power with the Emperor here, and you have been thinking a lot about somebody's message that has just come about in your life. It has been just introduced. I don't know if we know this person or not, but we feel really good. So it makes me think like we know this person for some reason, but again, I could be wrong though. But I feel like, you know, whoever this is, they are opening up to you and you are receiving this energy. You are moving towards it, but you are being very skeptical and very cautious with this person. It's like they abruptly opened up to you, quite boldly so. Their energy is opening up towards you. Their energy is very much open towards you, towards receiving all the energy from you and from this situation. They want to experience love with you for some of you, yes. It's a new opportunity in love or renewed opportunity in love. It could be anything. Your cards are jumpy. It's a King of Wands. So basically someone of equivalent stature, if I may, dare I say, you know. It's a fire sign. It could be a fire sign, or somebody who's very charming with words. Somebody who's a very sweet talker and smooth talker, let me tell you. Wink, wink. And they're opening up to you. They've put out just a very soft message towards you, a very soft, vulnerable message towards you. And it's like you're meeting with them, but you're taking your time with it. It's like you're not rushing the process, even though it makes you feel really happy and giddy kind of happy. It personally fulfills you, like that message. It makes me feel really happy. Yes. You know, it's kind of like that, but you are toning it down. It's like you're showing up with a very brave face. You're covering it up with a lot of stoicism on your face. Look at how the Emperor is looking. It's like, you know, whenever you think about your down, and I feel like you're gonna get this message when you are resting for some reason, taking a nap probably, or taking a vacation. I don't know. It's basically some sort of restful period that you're undergoing, and that's when this message comes about in your life. And you're going to be like, what? You're receiving it with a lot of enthusiasm as well as very strong upright energy, like, yes, what do you need? It's kind of like that. But the thing is, I feel like you know this person, because you wouldn't be showing me this sort of energy towards somebody unknown, right? It's like you are, it's a cycle that was closed with somebody, the Empress and the World card here. Somebody of importance probably, somebody of equal stature that we gave a lot of importance to, and that cycle has long been closed out. But the thing is, somebody was not done with us, and it's like they're coming back around. And if it's, honey, if it's meant to be, then it's meant to be. You can't do anything about it. We all have lessons with each other. So if things close out, it's for a particular reason, that it's beyond our thinking, right? It's beyond our comprehension. We can only realize the purpose of it all until after the fact, right? So let's see, anything that you need to let go of. What do you need to transform, modify, change directions on, or transform within yourself, within this connection, whatever it is? Let's look at that. Or it could be past orientation as well with the death here. I don't know. The Tower, the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Wands. So, I'm getting something here, but let me just pull out all the cards here before I make assumptions. Yeah, that's you here. I feel like, yeah, it's a soul bond, honey. Look at that. Look at that. They are reopening towards you with the hopes of having some sort of relationship that's defined by two people. Again, it could be anything for that matter, but they're opening up towards you with after a very long time. This is a soul bond, somebody we know, right? We were really attracted to this person. I feel like this is a past interpretation. Now let me interpret it for you. You blew out a tower because there were too many secrets with regards to somebody's emotions, intentions. What did they want from us? What did we want from us? Did this have a future or not? Why am I putting up with it? Why am I dealing with this at all? Why am I putting in a lot of effort? It feels like the whole weight of the relationship or the connection is upon me, and only I am doing the job of creating the passion and enthusiasm, showing the passion and enthusiasm, and I am getting the bare bones in return. Somebody would not speak up for themselves. Somebody would not be honest with us. Excuse any background noise. Somebody would not be honest with us. Somebody would not express their heart. Somebody was too secretive. And it's like, I am done with showing you so much patience because I still don't know where I'm ending up with you. I am trying to, you spoke for yourself honestly, but the thing is, somebody else shied away from expressing their side. It's like when the time came to express and talk to each other about what's going on in this relationship and where are we taking this forward, you spoke your piece, but the thing is, somebody else did not. And I feel like you stood in your power for some reason to express the truth so that they will let you know, because you might have been a lot confused about where they were coming from, about their intentions. And for some reason, you were like, you know what, I'm going to play poker with them. I'm going to show my cards to know what their cards are, right? That's how sometimes you play poker, right? If you can't understand somebody else's feelings, then you express your truth and then see for yourself, what do they do with it? How do they act? Do they feel the same? Or are they going to shy away? I feel like they shied away. They were quite cowardly in the past. I really feel strongly about that. They were quite cowardly. They could not express. They could not be honest. They did not tell you anything at all. It's like they received your information and they were like, you know what? I'm going to avoid this conversation like the plague, honey. I'm not going to talk about it because it's too difficult for somebody to own up to their shit, to own up to what they were feeling, experiencing with you. What did they want from you? Did they want anything at all? If they were confused with you, then they had a responsibility to let you know. But the thing is, they did not. And your expression, I feel like you've been coming from that direction of, feeling that regret over expressing yourself. And I will say no. Expressing your feelings and being honest, living authentically can never be wrong. It can never be wrong. It surpasses that shy away, that secretive, that sneaky energies by miles. Let me tell you, you should never be ashamed of that. I feel like you regretted opening up towards somebody. You regretted opening up with your truth to somebody about your feelings and your emotions and what you wanted, and whatever the truth that you said, you spoke of something and it blew up the tower because you realized somebody was not in it, and that you realized that somebody just bailed on you. It's like they turned tail and ran the other side and they were never to be found. So I'm going to tell you, that's why I feel like you're being very skeptical here. I don't know if this is a new person. I don't know. It might be a new person for some of you as well. since this is a collective reading, and that's why you're being skeptical. If this is a new person, you're being skeptical because you have past experiences attached to you that are still with you, and you need to let go of them. These narratives that, oh, the last time I expressed myself and was a very strong, opinionated, charming, and very expressive Queen of Wands with a lot of flair for words, I feel like I regretted that instantly because somebody made me feel really small and somebody did not find it worthy to let me know their side of the equation. So I'm going to be skeptical this time around, and you're intentionally being very slow. I feel like you have a lesson here as well with regards to jumping into any relationship or any situation too fast, too soon. But the thing is, if something is authentic, it's authentic. You should not be regretting about it. You should not be ashamed of it. Your pace is your pace. If somebody can't match up to your pace, it does not matter. It does not matter. It's on them. It's their pace. You should not feel ashamed for yourself. So I feel like that's why you're being very skeptical, or this person did come back around and now they're ready to open up. For some reason in the past they were not ready, they were too cowardly, they were too shy, they were too whatever. I don't care what the reason was. But this time around they're coming back and opening up to you, genuinely speaking, and you're like, it feels good to you. It feels really good to you though. But the thing is, you're like, you're also making it a point, is this going to fulfill me, emotionally speaking? Let's hear what they have to say, but is this going to fulfill me? I'm going to think about it. I'm going to take my time with it. Because I need to do the right thing here with this person and myself too. I have an obligation towards myself too. Let's look at the Fool. Yeah, it's connected to the Moon here with the 10 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles. Let me bring out more cards here because I feel like we need to know more. You felt like the situation had ended, that you killed the situation, you had moved on from it, and there was no reason, rhyme or reason that somebody would come back and, for some of you, yes, express their heart space to you or put out any sort of message or action towards you, and you're like, you did not see this coming. And also your blindness towards, how do I move towards this person? Should I be taking action towards this person? I can't see myself taking action towards this person. It's been taken away from death here, by death, that's killing it. The death is killing that blindness, and what remains is that you want to take action towards this person. You are still feeling that vision quite strongly of an end all be all with this person. It's like you know how to be emotionally independent, you know what makes you happy, and from that point of knowing thyself, you feel like you could have a 10 of Cups situation, emotional harmonization with this person at best. Even if they can't be your lover, you can incorporate them into your emotional world, your emotional circle of people that emotionally support you and that you support too. And you feel like you could work with that. It's your secret desire. You're not opening up, you're not telling them that. It's like you're going about around this by that logic of, I'm going to let them show what they intend to do here. With time they will let themselves out, and then I'll be better off with enough information as to what I should be doing with this person or situation, whether I should get involved with this, whether I should be putting in a very strong effort on my part. Does this deserve my effort? I'm going to let them show me first. How serious are they for me? And that's what you're doing here, I feel. Because you don't want to repeat any patterns of the past. You don't want to get yourself into situations that initially looks like it's fair, but eventually it starts to go to hell, basically. Let's see anything from the universe here. Yeah, the 9 of Wands. I'm not going to be an option in love for anybody. Is this mutually exclusive? Are we building things with each other? From the basics to a personalized sense of emotional fulfillment? Can I incorporate you? Are you a stable figure in my life? Because an emperor does not F with any person that is confusing, anything that is unproductive or underproductive. Let me tell you, they are all about producing, making decisions. What's right for me? What's going to fulfill me? What's going to take me to a higher plane of existence? That's the emperor and the empress energy. So I feel like you're like, you know what, I'm done with any sort of confusing relationships. So if this person does not come at me with right intentions and does not make me more confused than comforted, then this needs to go. Yeah, it's a soul bond here. I feel like you're dealing with a Leo, but again, it could be anybody else too. Or you might share that sign in your chart as well as, they might have some minor placements. Aries too, I'm getting, and Scorpio and Pisces. Yeah, I think that's about it, right? Yeah, that's about it. Anyways, not the point. The signs are not the point. I feel like there's a very strong connection. It was a soul bond that's coming back around because we have some unfinished business with this, and it's coming back around for some reason, and it's about time for this person to step up to the plate and express themselves towards you and make themselves known to you. It's like it was not under your moon. I feel like you did not expect this coming your way. But the thing is, it makes you happy. You're receiving it with a lot of strong will and a lot of brave face. It's like you're being very stoic in front of this person. You're not letting your emotions show. For some reason, yes, in the past, how you were, probably you might have felt very regretful towards expressing towards this person, and you were like, you know what, I was used for being passionate, and I was used for having feelings for them, and they did not even bother to show me any. So you know what, this time around I'm not going to show it. I'm going to keep it in check. You're only going to get my brave face and my stoic face until and unless you prove otherwise. So I feel like this is coming back around, and it's taking somebody a lot of strength and pride. They have a lot of pride, the person that's coming towards you, but they're trying to be vulnerable towards you. And you are telling me that you're not going to deal with this person again if they still remain emotionally confused about what they want, what are they doing with me, what their intentions are, how are we going to build this, what are we going to do, how are we going to meet up, is this going to go somewhere, how are you going to show up for me that I can depend on you, how are you going to do that? I know what I can do. I know what I did in the past. That's why you came back around, right? So what are you going to give me this time around? And if they don't come at you like that, then it's the same old, and I feel like you get your answer and you need to go. You need to leave this. But the thing is, if it's not the same old, then it will start showing proof of change. You will not be confused. There's a lesson here in emotional confusion, in secrets being kept with each other. If somebody is still secretive, you still feel like they're still not giving you all the information, they're still being shady, sneaky, then it's probably true. And if you still feel funny about this, then it's probably funny, and it's same plus same equals same, honey. So there you go. So that's all I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope this helped.